Hello, divine creators. Welcome to Dumela Universe. We have Elastri. Thank you so much for joining us. It is time for a tarot reading. Let us see what Spirit would like to share with us today. Beautiful beings, we have uploaded the 1010 portal reading for the 10th of October 2023. Powerful energies and beautiful understanding coming through for those of you who are inspired to access those light codes or have an understanding of the energies playing out on the 10th of October and the 11th of October. The 1010 and the 1110 come through, and we have been guided not to do the collective or weekly reading rather this week. Instead, we'll be doing a individual star sign reading of what's happening at this time. Okay, so also would like to bring in more of a generalized understanding of what's happening to each of this, of what's happening within your star sign, your sun sign rather. It'll be your sun sign readings, what's happening within the sun sign readings. So do not expect a weekly reading this week. We will continue next week with the weeklies. So just like to bring in what's happening right now at this time in your frequency, on your journey. And there will be sun sign readings. We will begin tomorrow with that. We're just integrating a bit of energy today, so we won't be able to start on those yet. And of course we will also upload your eclipse, the new moon and solar eclipse reading for this week. Okay, right now let us see what's coming through at this time. Let us start with some numerology. What is the numerology for this week? What is coming through? Look at this, the 9 of Wands with the 9 of Clubs, the 9 of Wands. So this is the ending of struggle. Sources saying this is really coming to wind down, the ending of struggle, the ending of issues, the ending of creating within resistance. And we really see this in the numerology of the 10-10-7 tomorrow, because 2023 makes a 7, so 117 makes a 9, and it's the endings of the creation through illusion, creation through suffering, creation through energies which take away from you, right? That came in quite strongly during this integration we are personally receiving, and we're sure a few of you are also receiving it in your own space, that we no longer need to suffer in order for us to be source or to be in higher dimensional frequencies of living, right? In past lives we had to almost give up abundance and fast for months on end, or release, almost endure a great suffering in order for us to come into that understanding of higher consciousness. And we have done that healing. Source is saying now it is for you to be able to, for example, we had this energy, this integration of sourcing. We're now seeing with Source's eyes. Thus you no longer are distracted with the physical as a reference point, but rather you are allowing the vision of Source within you to be what inspires your creative way. And we thought, well then, Source, does that mean we have to release our eyes completely? Because then we completely release the reference points. And Source says, in the past, yes, that was the way. In the past, many beings did take out their eyes, did release that and become completely one with that inner world to release that visual cue. But now the healing is with you seeing. Don't react to it. Source says it was almost as much as it was a suffering to release the eyes and sacrifice to release vision, it almost made it easier because now you are not distracted. So Source is saying even with you having your vision and seeing all the noise from the external, even in that space releasing, even in that space aligning. And so it is this is how we are healing in this realm, having the abundance and yet still following intuitive, not being swayed by the toxicity or lost in that frequency, having the availability of things and yet still honoring source. Okay, this is a time for creating in pleasure, in goodness, in fun, in exhilaration, in peace, in relaxation, in excitement and joy, and living a source life, not living within suffering and living a source life. That was the old energies, which we have transcended and ascended, and you have healed and switched from. So it's really an ending of that old era of creating within suffering and illusion, and now a new beginning of creation within within love and within the abundance of you. The abundance of you. You are abundant and you are source. You do not need to be lackful in order for you to be at source. Okay, let's pull some tarot and see how that translates for us. So I just had to pause. Let us see what's coming through, beautiful beings. Okay. At the center of the read, we have the Seven of Wands. Yes, look at that. Overcoming, victorious valor. You have really been brave and you've really done the beautiful work to release. And this is so saying, really release self-doubt. Right now you're in the space where you are creating from source as source. So you are feeling inspired to do things that perhaps you would not normally do, or you're feeling inspired to you're not used to being almost in this physical realm as much anymore. You had such a powerful awakening experience where you were really in the 1010 portal energy reading, really went into this in detail, where you were really fully engaged with spirit to assist in the awakening. And now that spirit assist of yours, because remember, you are spirit and you are physical, so the spirit self of you came through very hard, full on, to assist, guide you to your path. And now that you know your path so well, the spirit assist is back in spirit and you are now more in the physical present. And now you're almost having to trust yourself and to trust where you're inspired to go, and to trust these new ideas, these new steps that you want to take. And source is saying, don't hold back, don't self-sabotage, and don't let what other people think of your way of being hold you back. You might be inspired to do things that are in spaces and places that others might judge, and source is saying, release that, release the external. Just the same analogy as the eyes thing. Don't worry about what the external is doing. You just see yourself as source sees you, because source is guiding you where you are to shine brightly, and you just trust and don't self-sabotage. You will be victorious, and whatever obstacles come your way, you are now at source. Within source, you will overcome them. You will know how to overcome them. So you don't have to worry about this new space, how you're going to be, or this new interaction, this new person. How are they going to see you? How are they going to experience you? Don't have to get into that. Know that as soon as you're in that space, you will have the know-how, you will receive the knowledge, you will have the wisdom, you will have the guidance, you will simply know what to do in that frequency when you are in that frequency, for you raise that frequency to source, for you are at source. Everything balancing, 7, everything balancing to source. So you raise everything to source, so you don't have to worry. Just step into that space where you're feeling guided, where you feel intuitively guided, where you feel good, where you feel love guiding you. Step into that space and trust you will know what to do when you are there. You don't have to preempt, you don't have to try and overthink it and calculate it. That's what makes you anxious. That's what brings in the splintering of energy. That's what makes it uncomfortable, because now you're trying to pre-plan something which is meant to be in the moment discovered. We're going to say the scenario again. We've said it quite a couple of times, but we know that a few of you don't look at all the videos, only select. I know a few of you only like Spirit News, others of you like the other one. So for those of you who maybe only tune into Spirit News, Imagine you are now a butterfly, you're out of the cocoon, you've had that moment to dry your wings, you're now a butterfly, and you're intuitively called to a flower. You've never been to a flower before. You spent all of your life on a tree with leaves, and there was the cocoon thing you had to go through. Wow. And now all of a sudden, Spirit is saying, flower, you're thinking, is there anything else I need to do? I have wings and now a flower, what's going on? So you're seeing this flower and you're thinking, what is that thing? Why is it so powerfully bright and lovely? It smells so good. I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna mess it up if I go there. So how do I land? Do I land on that petal first? What is that yellow stuff? It looks so delicious, but do I eat it? What's going on? Maybe I should ask the other butterflies first. And Source is saying, don't do that. Don't get in your head about it. The only way you'll be able to know what that flower is all about is when you go and you land upon it. When you're in that frequency, you'll know what to do, because in that frequency, you connect to the source of the flower. Your source as butterfly, you're in the frequency of source, so everything gets shifted to the source you are. So as you land on the flower, you connect with the source of the flower. And as the source of the flower will inspire you, it will guide you to you, and you'll know exactly what to do, how to tune in, and how to navigate this new environment that you are in. Okay. Within the Five of Wands endeavor, Source is saying, yes, head forward, go forward. Your guides are really encouraging you to keep going forward. You're going through a major transformation, number 5, and you are breaking through. Keep going forward with your focus. Don't let anything, there's a huge message of don't self-sabotage and don't shy away from what you're being called to do. Don't let other people get in the way, or don't let yourself get in the way of where you need to be or where you need to go. Okay, you are at source now. So just trust. Don't get in your own way. That's the main thing. You know, when you're that butterfly before the flower, you get in your own way, trying to figure out, trying to navigate how on earth you're going to be this butterfly on this flower. That's when you get into your own way. That's when you add anxiety. That's when you add all these blocks and all these parameters and all these limitations. And Source is saying, don't get in your own way. Don't block your way. Just trust. Source will guide you. Source will guide you exactly how to be, because you're at source, and everything around you will then operate from source, and you'll know what to do. Without, fearlessly move forward within the direction of your truth. The Queen of Wands. Look at this Wands magic. The Queen of Wands. Reflection, the true reflection of you coming through. Be within your highest self and create from there. That's what's happening now. You are literally receiving experiences and situations reflecting your highest frequency, and you're going to action upon them. And Source is saying, trust. When you enter those spaces, when you come into those places, you are the Queen of Wands energy. You're on top, you're leading, you will know what to do. You have the power, you have the willpower. Nothing can stop this energy. Nothing can delay you. Nothing can obstruct you. Nothing can hinder your progress. This is you awakening Source within your everyday physical reality, within your manifestations, within your destiny. So trust where you go, trust where you be. You are really tapping into your highest frequency of creation, your power, your alchemy. This is you awakening into your truth. This is the physical aspect of you awakening as source into source. Below we have, look at that, the Princess of Growth, the Page of Pentacles, and yes, new physical manifestations. And look at that cow energy, abundance, because now you're creating within your frequency of source. So everything you're doing is new and is abundant. That butterfly, you have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea. You land on the flower. All of a sudden, oh, I know what to do. I know what to do with the pollen. I know what to do with the nectar. Oh, wow, fascinating. I know what I'm doing now. And now you are creating in the truth of you. So it's abundant. You're finally laying the blocks of abundance, your foundation. And whatever you are creating, whatever you are weaving is now within your frequency, now serves you, adds to you, invests to you, and adds to you. You're no longer creating in frequencies that take away from you, that diminish you, that drain you, that are toxic to you. You're now creating in energies that will add to you. And so saying, trust. Wherever you're being guided to, whatever you're being shown, wherever you feel like going, wherever you are stepping into, Just be source and you'll know what to do. And in that space, whatever comes up is an investment in you. The environment invests in you. Everything now is co-creating with you, because as source, you're at truth, you're at abundance. That's your awakened truth and abundance all around you. And that co-creative space wants all of that to grow. It's growth. It's nourishing. It's beautiful. It's healing. Your energy allows growth in that space, and so because you allow growth in that space wants more of you to be, not to take away from you, and not to drain you, but because your light adds so much that that space, that person, that experience is happy for you to be in your truth, is happy for you to be in your power. It doesn't want you to be struggling. It doesn't tear you down in order for it to achieve. It understands as you are achieving, as you're in your power, they're in their power. So everyone gets to be in their highest self. And then crowning. There we go, the Two of Swords, peace, release the mind, right? This means the unknown. The physical is now unknown. Just as the spirit is unknown, the physical is now unknown. Just as that flower, that butterfly, don't try to understand that flower. Allow the flower to be unknown, and as you land on that flower, oh, now I understand. Now I get what I do with this. Now you start experiencing the knowledge and the understanding. It's present creation, releasing the past knowledge, releasing the past observations, allowing yourself to be present creating. You step into the environment, and then, just as when we do the spirit check, we don't preempt, oh, I think we're going to have this topic on. No, we simply sit, open up, and then we begin, and we receive it right here, currently, current, present. Now we create from source, thus you are at source, thus it resonates. Why? Because now it speaks directly to source. And so this message that we are saying, each and every single one of you are experiencing it in a very different way. Each and every single one of you are experiencing it in your own unique way. Each and every single one of you applies it to your own experiencing in a unique way. So 20 of you or 100 of you are having 100 different frequencies of messages. And that's how it's meant to be. I do not wish to control that each and every single one of you have the singular understanding. Whatever understanding you receive is valid, is your understanding. And even as we hold this card up, you're receiving your own unique vibrational healing from it, you see. So it is releasing the controlling, releasing the understanding, releasing the having to know, but rather allowing yourself to be within that frequency, within that space, within that conversation, and then discovering what emerges from you, what words emerge from you, what action emerges from you. You allow the source within you to literally manifest through you in that moment. Thus, you don't limit what you are, what you can be at any time. Below the deck, Temperance, yes. Alchemy, the alchemist. This is you coming into your power. The divine feminine, divine masculine as one, water and fire alchemy as one, solar plexus and sacral chakra, the centaur, half human, half horse. Everything you're creating in the wholeness of you now, because you're allowing yourself to be whole. You're not limiting yourself by thought and thinking and calculating. You're allowing yourself to be whole at source within the experience. Thus, you are creating through the frequencies of source, divine alchemy, pure manifestation. You're literally creating through the frequency of source, real time, present in that moment. And you're allowing your brain to now action upon the frequency of source, real time, present. When the butterfly lands on the flower, now it receives the frequency and now it can process into thought. Oh, because now it's receiving from the frequency of the flower, from the frequency of source. It's not receiving, preempting from the frequency of the caterpillar before it's even landed on the flower. So it's you allowing your brain to serve you in that moment, using the energies of source right there and then, not the illusions of the past. This is pure faith and trust and belief in your frequency, that in that moment when you step into it, you will know, you will understand, and you will be the best right there, creating presently, not preemptively. And this is a powerful transition you are going to, which is why Source is asking you not to doubt, not to second guess, and to hold yourself back. Be fully present within Source in that space, and you will know exactly what to do when you are now in these new experiences, new relationships, new conversations, new energies. You will be the divine alchemist, for in that space you're at your highest self and then creating, because you're no longer limiting your highest self by deciding how you should be. You're rather allowing yourself to discover the magic you are, the being you are in that moment, by being present, by being focused, by being out of the mind, by being at peace within the mind space, by being within love. Blessed be.